In the last 2 years, every time we've had a CEO sit here, one of the topics that always comes up is the need to start speaking out on social issues and employees demanding to hear from their CEOs on issues that CEOs never would have felt the need to maybe talk about before. One of the moves that you made that brought you into a lot of headlines was rejecting a discount for the NRA right after the Parkland shootings. Most CEOs who talk about this don't actually pay a penalty for it. You lost about $40 million in tax cuts.
Yeah, tax exemption. Yeah.
Tax exemptions. As you look back now, some distances has been put on that. Do you still feel good about that decision? Do you wish you had done it a different way? Do you wish you had never done it at all? How do you feel about it?
I look back and yes, there are learnings. There's learnings in everything you do, but I wouldn't have changed a thing, honestly. It was one of those things that when you see it, you knew that your brand shouldn't have been where it was, which was in the middle of this debate around a discount. We can't be seen as being advocates in any way of a group that had the really negative, divisive rhetoric that we were facing as a country at that time. And so while the decision wasn't easy, it was a quick one. And so one of the lessons in thinking about what I've told when I've spoken a lot of forums about this is that if you know who you are, you can make those decisions, and that you can make those decisions and sleep well at night. And while it was painful in that there was a penalty attached to it, and I was aware that was a risk that we'd be facing. $40 million, our brand is worth so much more, and our values are not for sale, which is what I said. I give the state of Georgia credit. The state of Georgia has came back around and put that exemption back in for us the tail end of last year, because people understood what we were doing, what we were saying. We weren't anti-NRA, but we just didn't want our brand to be affiliated with a group that was we thought pretty divisive at the time. It was about a year ago, is when that happened. And I think our people really appreciated the fact that we stood up for what we believed in. It's not just your people, it's our customers. People want to know, what their consumer brands represent in society. And people give us their trust, people give us their money, people give us their time, people give us the responsibility to get them where they need to be. And they want to make certain they're working with a company they believe in. And that's what we were able to do.
But it used to be that for all those reasons, brands would never get involved in anything.
Exactly.
You would say, oh, Republicans, Democrats, they all fly.
Yeah,
so
I want all 200 million people. In fact, I want more than 200 people to love me. I want everybody to come out and embrace what we stand for.
So what's changed?
Well, I think social media is a big part of it, what you guys do. I think the fact that our kids were able to have a voice is so cool. The way I found out about I didn't even know the discount existed. The way I found out about the discount were from the kids at Parkland.
Wow.
After the NRA, a few days after the shooting, had some pretty divisive commentary. The kids went out and found who are the companies that somehow do business, and made certain they're leaders. And because I was accessible, they came directly to me. And within a day of saying this, I said, we just can't be doing this. This is just not who we are. And we decided to pull that discount. But the fact they had a voice, and their voice was honored, and actually, and I learned from their voice. It was pretty cool. The other thing I look back on, what was really important at the time, is speed. If you, and again, social media creates that. This is not something you can sit on. I think some people will say, well, did you take it to your board? Did you have a big discussion and debate? I talked to a few people that was close to, but no, I didn't. This is something that you need to move when you see it. And if you see it and you freeze, that speaks for you too.